The second X Hunter stage is definitely an odd one, where it's basically a patchwork of shafts and tunnels. The first 30 seconds are definitely the worst, with enemies packed into tight spaces and climbs that take specific action to deal with. The torpedoes at the offset are faster than I am, which makes for a tricky shot, and the next two shafts are just an overcrowded hellhole. One thing I really don't appreciate is a cameo by the wheeled enemies, but at least I can shoot these fuckers without standing there with my thumb up my ass for 40 seconds. Unfortunately enough, the same can't be said for the moving pillars coming up. By pulling X under the first one by the skin of his teeth, you can just barely skip having to wait for the second to move back for you. But the rest of this painfully long wait is just me acting out the gaming equivalent of attention deficit disorder. I could take damage to save time and climb the spiked shaft, but that'd be just silly. Not at all like arbitrarily choosing weapon use over tanking a hit for the gap at the top. I'd go into how I don't want to break the no damage streak, but I'm sure I've already detailed that in the past, as well as just now. And that's ignoring the fact that no weapon use was its own streak and, carry the one. Fuck it, I'm lost. If you don't get it, refer to your notes. If you have notes, please don't tell me that, it's disturbing. Moving on to Surges. This guy is lamented by seemingly everybody as the hardest thing in X2, and it's entirely because they give his AI too much credit. Here's the big secret. Stand in one place and stay there. This will keep you safe for at least half of your happy destruction, because evidently when the world's greatest criminal mind was constructing his death tank, he forgot to include a decent targeting system. Standing on the first two platforms to keep yourself on the top half of the screen is going to let you circumvent the unspeakably annoying shots from the top cannon, and after it's gone, do whatever the fuck you want. If you stand over on the edge of the last platform, nothing's going to hit you that you can't just jump over. I destroy the cannons in the order I do because my heart sang to me, I don't fucking know. There's literally no worry about any of his other shots as long as he stays still. I'm convinced 90% of the trouble people have with Surges is created for themselves. All you need to realize is that almost everything can be dealt with through minimal adjustment once you find a sweet spot to stay in, and that goes doubly for his second phase. Surges' idea of clever dodging is to never level himself off with X, which would be fine if he were able to multitask. Instead he has to inexplicably stop for every shot he fires, which means your platforms are basically going to do the job for you in terms of firing back. As long as you look for an opportunity while riding up, you'll always have an easy window to hit him, and the whole thing falls into a fairly boring pattern, as you can see. Just keep a small eye on the positions of his shots, just in case he manages to detonate one halfway accurately and you're forced to move. Even then, the simple act of keeping yourself in the top 2/3 of the screen is basically going to have you dodging his shit and getting perfect opportunities to fire on him all at once. The final genuine stage of the game is up next, and it's an interesting one to say the least, so I'll see you for that.